Chicago White Sox?
1959 White Sox, American League champs, without a star on the team. By and large, this team was anonymous. All it did was win.
It's very nice. What's it worth?
To me, everything. Oh, Ray, about this letter. I hate to bring it up. I assume it's the usual flack from your most conservative parishioners.
Well, not exactly.
Change is hard on some people. Of course, all the priests in the parish ending up in jail over Christmas with no one to do midnight mass.
Sister Maureen did a communion service.
Yes, I know. I know. I assume these are just aberrations, after all. It's not as though there's a pattern of willful disobedience involved here, is there?
No, I wouldn't say so.
I know how hard all of you at St. Thomas work. Believe me, I appreciate it.
We do the best we can.
Well, you've done wonders. I like to think you've made your church into a place of countless good works. Soup kitchen, shelter. You put together a dedicated, excellent team.
Why do I feel this conversation has moved very close to the word but?
But is it possible you've wandered from the vision that initially called you to this work?
Wandered?
Yes, from the vision that links you and St. Thomas to something larger. You're not alone out there, Ray. You are a part of a magisterial ideal it took 2,000 years to build.
I think I realize that.
And embrace it?
Yes.
Really? Then I am confused. There's some things I've been hearing about St. Thomas. Father, did you say from the pulpit that you wouldn't hear sexual sins in the confessional?
Look, that was taken out of context. It was meant as a joke.
Joke, you see. And did Father Leo, a man of some age and delicate health, disappear from the parish without explanation for weeks?
You seem very knowledgeable about St. Thomas.
I try to be a good pastor to my flock. In your preaching, I'm told you are constantly questioning.
Is that so bad? There's nothing wrong with questions. Christ went out in the desert to ask questions.
But he came out with answers, a vision that guides and transforms us to this day. Given all the hard work you do you think you can demonstrate to me that you have developed sufficient personal vision to take us in a new and positive direction at St. Thomas?
Well, certainly. In time.
I agree. In time, I think you could. Unfortunately, time is what we're always short of, isn't it? That's why I've appointed someone to assist you.
What?
He's a wonderful man, tremendous energy. I'm sure he'll complement your work in every way.
No, wait a minute. I really appreciate your concern, but I don't need a full-time assistant.
Oh, he won't be your assistant. Think of him as your associate, partner, as it were. You'll be equals in all things, except, let's say, certain administrative and policy matters. There, I think we'll let him make the decisions.
What are you doing?
I'm giving you some help.
You're taking away half my church.
I'm doing nothing of the kind. If anything, I'm giving you a second chance.
Why don't you just reassign me?
Why would I want to do that? I urge you to look at this as a positive evolution. The White Sox were a wonderful team, but they couldn't win the World Series. They needed something more.
I just think they're wonderful.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
wait, look at this one. It's the page of a score from a Mozart opera.
Uh-huh.
To one kid, that's the face of God.
What's this, a mosquito?
All God's creatures, great and small. Now, Eric, this is God?
Oh, it's a metaphor, you know. I mean, all the kids know that.
Very good.
Ray, take a look at this stuff. Ray,
Do we have a vision?
what do you mean?
I had a talk with the bishop yesterday.
Oh. Is it bad?
He said we don't have a vision. And and he's adding someone to the staff to make sure we get one. Father Briggs.
Martin Briggs?
You know him?
Oh, yeah. Not good.
I knew this would happen. I knew it.
Why does the bishop want him here?
What do you think? Clamp down on us. Make sure we toe the line.
It's brilliant. He didn't replace you. He didn't demote you. He diluted you.
You think this Briggs is here to clean house?
Oh, I know he is.
Yeah, but do we have a vision? Do we? I've been asking myself that question ever since the meeting. And for me, it's like... it's like drawing the face of God. I can't do that. I can describe what we do around here. All the jobs and the services and personal, contact between our souls and the people we work with. But how that all comes together in some joyous, all-encompassing vision is my job. This must be the famous morning meeting. Father Ray, I understand how awkward this may feel. Let me assure you I'm here strictly in the spirit of assistance. As far as I'm concerned, you're still the one who runs this church. Yeah. Thank you, Father. Martin Briggs. I have heard so many positive things about all of you. I just hope you let me be a small part of what goes on here. Father Leo, the life of this parish is the legacy of years of your hard work. I am grateful to be a part of it. You must be Eric.
I am.
Takes a lot of courage to be a priest these days. It was easier in our day. People entered in crowds. You must be Mr. Walters.
Sydney.
Sydney, I hear you've managed to keep this place together with spit and string. Hope I can help you out. Fundraising is a specialty of mine.
Oh, well.
Sister Maureen,
Yes.
you are a pioneer.
Oh, dear.
I've heard so much about you.
And I of you.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Well, maybe I should show you around.
Okay.
Ray, where's Father Martin's office?
Space is a little tighter on here. Anything's fine.
Okay, let's start with the rectory then.
All right, then. See you later.
Why do I feel like I have a new best friend?
He is slick.
Yeah.
Very slick.
I hear you like to get away to the monastery from time to time.
Not as often as I'd like.
You have a gift for contemplation?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a gift.
Does the parish have a prayer group?
No, not really.
Oh, you should start one. Or a lecture series, at least.
This ought to cover everything?
No, really, there's no rush on that. I told James we wouldn't repaint the statues until I worked it out with the parish. What I really came over here for was to ask you why you didn't show up for James's presentation.
It's hard enough to bear James's attack in private, Father. I'd rather not go through it in public.
James seems to think you don't like his girlfriend because she's black.
I don't care what color that girl is. James is at the point where he is deciding how he's going to identify himself in the world. That girl represents everything that he's rebelling against in my world. My grandmother was a domestic. She was a simple woman of deep and abiding faith. She was the first to convert. The saints were as real to her as you and I sitting here in this room. I haven't always had that kind of faith, Father. Since my husband died, it's been the only source of peace or solace I've had available to me. My son comes from 3 generations of Catholics. It's part of who he is. I don't want to see him throw that away. I've lost my husband, Father Ray. I don't also want to lose my son.
Come in. Oh, Sister Maureen, welcome. You were my first official visitor. It's a very big office, but I don't expect to be here a lot. I'll be in and about the parish, doing some fundraising. What can I do for you?
Leave?
Pardon me?
Do you remember a Sister Jacqueline Andrews?
Sister Jacqueline.
Yes, she was a very good friend of mine. She was the director of religious education at a parish that you were sent 2 years ago, Sacred Heart.
I was there, yes.
Well, she used to call me very upset until you got her to resign. And that's essentially your job, isn't it? Kind of a clerical enforcer.
You are reminding me of a very difficult time for all concerned. Yes, that was one of my roles years ago, not anymore. Those aren't the kind of tasks you want to make a career out of. No, this time I simply asked for a parish of solid, committed people, no matter what their politics. Frankly, I was hoping to gain a little of what Ray has. A family. Loyal, supportive, faithful. A family. And with any luck, a home.
I'm not saying you're lying, but I don't believe you.
Well, I hope someday you will. Excuse me, because I'm not leaving.